everyone. RPG Kim Kid here, back with some more 100 line Last Defense Academy. In the previous video, we wrapped up the box of Calamity Route, and it was pretty, as shitty as it is, I think the last ending we got, the Hollow Victory one, probably the best ending. As weird as that is. Like it just makes sense. And I kind of love the fact how we got a little bit of a hint of what Hiroko's time powers are. It's not so much as her consciousness going from one or another. It's more so her consciousness from one timeline is giving her memories to another one of her in another timeline. So that's how it works, which is interesting. But here we are, guys. We have finally unlocked the conditions for Story Lock 1. Funny enough, I guess we need to reach Story Lock 3 too, which kind of makes sense because the gi, I feel like that's basically what's all going to be solved here is the gi problem. So everything here is going to be solved on the gi, about the gi. That's what this line's about. We still have one, or technically two, we still have two endings left to take care of, and those are on the mystery route. That's the slash route. Is this mystery route? That's killing game route. Is this mystery route? That's mystery route. Okay. And that's up here on the mystery route. Oh my lord. There's a lot of things that happened here. It's right there. Yeah. It's going to be the same thing where the gi is taking over us, but this time the liver mortis code is what is more the focus here. So it wouldn't surprise me if whenever we get to Story Lock 2, in order to unlock Story Lock 2, we need to get endings either 99 or 100 or both. So it would not surprise me if that's the case. Just because of that. But my question is, how far along is that going to be? I kind of hope we don't get any endings on this route until we get past Story Lock 2. There could be one or two endings. Actually, that's another thing too. I have oh god. Where will our first choice be? Will our first choice be somewhere along this line up here that we're currently on? I could definitely see that being the case. They can definitely split that into like two routes there that both go pretty far. But then obviously up here there's I feel like up here is also a point where they could split off and either go further still or end up there too. So I don't know. There's a lot of questions that I hope we get answered. We are on the final route, guys. This is the final route. I'll definitely be looking at the ending list and all that stuff too. So yeah. But again, like I said, I hope we are able to get to endings 99 and 100 before we even get to one of the endings here. If that's not the case, that's not the case, and we just learn whatever this route's called, which I'm curious what it's going to be called. So let's get right into it. We have nothing else to do. Let's go to the block scenario, which actually, you know what? Maybe I should have just started the whole day because I don't remember what the fuck was going on.
Strictly speaking, neither of us are time travelers in the way you think we are.
Okay, so this is what it is. She's just going to explain our powers to us in a way. And her power. Okay, that's totally fine.
This isn't a matter of us leaping back in time. It's more that we're trapped in a time loop.
And I think from what I remember, she also mentions that we never ever make it to the satellite. Now, granted, maybe she just doesn't get those memories, but yeah, I think she just straight up says, like, we never make it to a satellite or we always die before before the final days or something like that. I can't remember. So this is why I think, as weird as it's going to sound, this might end up being the quote-unquote canon, even though I know there's no canon routes, but this could be like a canon route, depending on how everything goes. Even though I probably still would say the canon route is the second scenario, Farewell Last Defense Academy. So
that goes for me, and you too. You're the same as me, Takumi. You're not a time traveler. You're a time looper.
You just don't get any of your memories, while Hiroko gets some of her memories. When I heard those words, my head seemed to fill with a blindingly bright light, and then Oh. Okay, now I'm getting memories. Of course, that had to be the last one. Nice. Next thing I knew, I was back in my room, laying on my bed. Hiriko's there with me.
You promised me you wouldn't let the truth destroy you. And yet, you fainted the moment you heard it. What are you? A salmon roe?
God, I love Hiriko so much. Also, I love the fact that they were all, you know, I'm pretty sure they were all CGs from the routes that those endings that we need to, which makes sense as to why you need to get those endings, and obviously everything else that they explained to us about, so.
What do you mean by that?
You're soft and squishy and fall apart when the heat is on.
She had a point. I hauled myself up and got to my feet. Sunlight was streaming in through the window. I must have been laying there all night. I remembered about the other times I've lived through these 100 days. And about what happened in those others, I guess we could call them timelines?
Oh?
But not all of them, right? Yeah, it's all a little fragmented.
Oh.
How many do you remember? 10, 20, more than that? I don't know. We've had 90 endings. There was one where everyone was fucking fawning all over me. Yeah, I don't remember that one. Yeah, no, it was real. Nope, I think you're complete. I think you're lying. No, it was complete real. You gave me an oil massage. All right, if you say one more thing about that route, I will fucking kill you. So do you remember? Yes, I fucking remember it. Just shut up about it. Do you remember also the one where I had Tsubasa, Kurara, and Koishika all fall in love with me? Yes, that was a weird one too. That was literally the first one that you experienced here. Oh, you remember the order? Yeah, as weird as that is, I remember the order too. What about the coming of age one? Yeah, that was actually a pretty, you know, slice of life one, so you can't really complain about that one. What about the one where we all fucking die besides Nozomi? Yeah, that one was pretty baller and probably the best ending we will ever get in this game. Yeah, you're probably right. No, not even that many. You're still just a beginner. A beginner? Come with me. Hey, where are we going this time? You wanted to hear the whole truth, didn't you? It's not something I can talk about here. Time to go to the dimensional place. Hiriko left the room, still feeling a little clueless. I followed her. We should be safe in here. First, I want to hear what you know. Which timelines did you remember? And how much do you remember about them? TLs. And that's the abbreviation for timeline I've been using in my head. We can use the full version if you want. I'm not really sure how to explain which ones I remembered, though.
Oh?
Any key points or characteristics will do. Okay, but honestly, I don't feel good about this. Too many of the timelines I remember end in tragedy. So many of our friends died in these alternate realities. They were murdered. Killed in ways so gruesome and cruel that I don't even want to say them out loud. It hurts just to think about them. I started thinking I'd been better off never remembering it at all. Yeah, wait. Okay, so you just remember the ones where we fucking died. Which, again, he only remembers the ones that were necessary for the endings. So, on the other hand, I warned you. Once you know the truth, there's no going back. When you said you could handle it, you promised not to let it destroy you. I did say that. Now I had to stand by it. Despite the pain it caused me, I began to speak. Okay, here goes. Slowly, hesitantly, I told Hiriko what I remembered about the other timelines. I told her about the slasher route. I told her about the Box of Calamity route. I told her about the mystery route. I told her about the... I think those are the only 3 routes that we needed, right? The Gi parasites. The series of murders caused by them. The exorcism rituals I held with Gaku. Yeah, so that one was necessary, as dumb as that is. Getting into this escape pod with Hiroko and Tsubasa and setting off to the satellite. There's another timeline with a serial killer in it too. Except that time it turned out to be Yugamu. Wait, Yugamu? Yugamu was the killer? Felt some jolt of pain in my head. My memories must have been getting mixed up. Are you alright? Yeah, I think so. Squeezed Hiroko's hand to reassure her, and carried on. Told about another timeline where zombies started appearing. Tried using Yugamu as bait at first. But even after that, our friends kept dying and coming back as zombies. Freaking... I will always laugh at how fucking feral Kako was in this. Like, goddamn. Also, I freaking love Moko's face there too. She's like, yeah. And how dumb Gaku was. In the end, I got caught by them too, and... Wait a minute. Did I become a zombie in that timeline as well? Yeah. You were killed on day 58. I think I remember that. The zombie Ado attacked me from behind. But after that, there's nothing. I guess you won't remember being a zombie, huh? Of course not. By that point, I wasn't me anymore. We'll talk more about that timeline later. Tell me about the others. I nodded. There's not much to tell. There's just one more I can't remember. Now, one all start with Gaku being killed. Then Kako's body was found. She'd been poisoned. The mystery route. After some investigation, we figured out that it was Shoma who killed Kako. But then he was found dead too, killed by Ava. You know about Ava, right? You don't have to check in with me like that. Assuming I know everything besides what happened while I was zombified. Okay, well, Ava activated her self-destruct device and died too. But that still wasn't the end of it. The killings continued. Next to go was Tsubasa, then Moko. Well, they died at the same time. Then Kurara was found strangled in the secret room in the school's basement. And that's all I know. Shoma and Ava both mentioned a mastermind called X, but we never figured out who that was. It's probably them who killed Gaku, Tsubasa, Moko, and Kurara, though. Hiroko pushed her glasses up and directed a piercing glare at me. Is that really everything? Yeah, of course. She stared into space for a while, her expression unreadable. She was clearly thinking hard, but about what? I had no idea. Finally, she spoke. I take back what I said before. You're not a salmon roe. Your mind has a tempered steel shell that can shrug off any attack. Is that a good thing? A bad thing? What does that mean? Don't worry about it. You'll understand soon enough. Okay. Why do we keep moving around? To throw off anyone who might be trying to eavesdrop on us. But why would anyone be eavesdropping on us? Is someone really doing that? Probably not, but it pays to be careful. So going from place to place is safer than staying put and going through the whole story? Hiroko nodded. I suppose it's my turn. Ask me anything, apart from my credit card information. What are your measurements? Okay, apart from that too. Okay, well, first of all, I want to know about your memories. When did you start remembering other timelines? Do you remember what happened on day 3? And that's when you decided to keep it a secret that you've come from the future. Yep. And you made up the story about reading Ado's diary to explain how you knew what he was up to. My memories returned right after that, although I don't remember everything either. So far, I've only managed to recall 146 timelines! Okay, well, 46 of them are, well... Wait, no, hold on. Well, here's the thing. Is each ending a timeline? Because there's like 2 endings per end of some routes. So it's like, how many timelines have we actually experienced? Like, our timelines considered routes, but then it's like every split. So it's like, okay, they'll be repeating, but we basically have 90. We have 90 timelines, okay? How about that? How about that? We say we have 90 timelines. 146? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of DLC that comes out, which will be great. Yes, I've been through at least 146 loops, and most of them made it to day 100. The Veshness Route one was pretty fucking gnarly, though, I'll tell you that. Doing the math, that's 14,600 days, divided by 365, and that makes 40. 40 what? Like 40... Wait. 40 what? 40 that did make it to that days, or what? I've been living... Oh, never mind, 40 years. I've been living at this school, in this loop, for at least 40 years. 40 years? 14,600 days? It's hard to even wrap my head around that length of time. Just make my brain freeze up. Just stood there completely dumbfounded.
Oh.
And that's only the bare minimum. Accounting for loops I hadn't remembered yet, the real number is probably even bigger. This is only speculation, but I think something similar is going on with you. Huh? There's a good chance you've lived through these 100 days just as much as I have. At least 146 loops or 40 years. It's all happened. You've just forgotten about it. Love that. Next location. There's a fucking tennis... Okay. Change locations again. Still dazed and confused. Alright. So Hiroko picked up the conversation without any prompting. Across those 146 loops, lots of different things have happened, obviously. But apart from a few exceptions, the enemy attacks always occur on the same days. Well, on this route anyway, Zero Route is kind of like, you know, a null and void. Zero Route is null and void at this point, like just flat out.
Oh.
That's why I insisted we go to second to last defense academy on day 6. Day 7 would have been too late. That's when Murvarum attacked the school. Likewise, on day 8, there would have been attacks on both academies. If that had happened, somebody would be sure to die. Yep. Darumi. Darumi's always fucking dead. Darumi's been dead for like more than half of these fucking endings and timelines. Again, the entire special defense unit together by day 6 was the only way to prevent that. Did you tell Sirei and Nigo all of this? Yes, including the part about me being a time looper. It's all starting to add up now. That's how those two suddenly knew when the attacks would happen. Okay. Why did you tell me about the loop? You told Sirei and Nigo, but not me?
Huh?
I did tell you. I've told you and the others so many times in so many different timelines. But things always played out in the worst possible ways when I did.
Oh.
All of you died, and I was the only one left standing. It's happened like that dozens of times. Damn, we all fucking suck. For some reason, telling people the truth only takes us down dark, chaotic paths. Well, depends on how you look at it. It's like we're cursed, never able to escape our fate or change it for the better. Ooh, now that I think about it, yeah. Literally, this is the, so you spare Ado, and you tell them that you're from the future, and then when you go to the other school, it's already been attacked, and our school's attacked, and no matter what choice you do next, someone's dead. Either Darumi's dead for over 50 endings, or Yugamu, Koishika, Moko, and Kurara are dead. So it's like you always have someone dead every time. And then, of course, you know what happens on all the routes, all the endings that happen on the route where we have Darumi. Like, either Darumi dies, and then we either keep Nozomi's thing a secret, and then eventually, I think Shoma and Ava die. Because I think there's only one. I think we keep, you know, hold on. Can I? Yeah, I can look at that from here. Let me look at that from here. So, yeah, so here's our choices here. Yeah, so here's what happens. So everyone dies up here, save for Nozomi. Then our next choice is reveal her secret. Well, if we don't reveal her secret, we get like an ending where we are trapped, and then who knows what happens there. But then we keep her secret, and God, a lot of days get skipped. For a while, it is only Darumi that's dead, but I know eventually... Okay, so Ava does join us. Eventually, Shoma and Ava do die. I just forget, like, what's the... Is that the fainting disease one? Is that, like, where the fainting disease shit happens? What happens here? Oh, accept Shion's request, which whatever his request was, I don't remember. Ending 46. This is what happens when we don't accept it. So yeah, Shoma and Ava die, and Nozomi also... Oh! His request is to save Nozomi. Is to sacrifice himself to save Nozomi, and Nozomi dies. And then up here... Yeah, everyone leaves, but then they come back because of Ado. So, and then either way, I can't remember. One of these endings is Nozomi ends up dying because we absorb her crypto globin to get Shion's thing. So that's what happens there. And then you get the frickin' Veshness route where God knows... I mean, technically, I think regardless, Takumi dies, and then everyone dies on the other ending, so, yeah. And then you have the Cult of Takumi route, which, I mean, by sacrificing Tekamaru, so you sacrifice Tekamaru, and Tekamaru and Darumi are the only ones that are dead in that one. And then Koishika's dead here. So, yeah. Just a lot of stuff that happens. I don't want to watch you all die anymore. So I stayed quiet about it. I thought if I didn't tell anyone, then maybe. But you're telling me about it now. Is that okay? You're the one who kept asking. You wouldn't let it go. I guess that's true. Hiroko drew in a deep breath and exhaled. She repeated the process a couple of times until she regained her usual composure. I mean, hey! On the romance route where we all live, but who knows what happens afterwards. It's alright. That's not the only reason I decided to tell you. I have a feeling that this timeline might be different, because it's actually playable. I've got no concrete grounds for thinking that, but... Hiroko reached into her pocket. She brought out the calico cat figure I'd given her yesterday, and squeezed it tenderly. Never mind. Don't worry about it. She put the cat back in her pocket and said no more. We're moving locations. Are we done for the day? What's up? This explains a lot, but I still don't understand how we got stuck in this time loop in the first place.
Oh?
Before we get into that, let me tell you some more about the loop itself. It begins on our second day here. More specifically, the night of day 2, right before Ado destroys Sirei. When the loop resets, that's always the point in time that we return to.
Huh?
And when does it reset? It depends. There are 2 possibilities. I freaking love the fact that they're like bringing in this whole like, yeah, like when you boil down everything, like yeah, of course you have multiple choices across the other timelines, but when you boil it down, the choice always starts at that choice on day 2. It always starts there, and then everything that happens afterwards is a result because of that. So that could always be the case. It'd be like, oh, like they technically go all the way back and like, okay, I'll save Ado, and this time I won't tell them, and this time I will kiss Hiroko. And it's like, okay, that's what happens. Like, oh, I'm back here, and then like, yeah, like even though Takumi just remembered the timelines now, maybe there's like a subconscious part of him that's like, no, wait, don't pick this choice, do this choice. While Hiroko, and granted, she said she remembered them on day 3, but maybe it's something that she remembered, but I mean, she remembers more of them, so. I don't know. It's just a weird thing that I kind of love the fact how they kind of like boiled down like even the whole how it all technically starts on day 2, you know, which I think is great. I think that's a nice little attention to detail not really attention to detail, but just like a nice little like, hey, here you go. There are two possibilities. Either when we die or at 10 a.m. on day 100. Day 100? 10 a.m.? Yes. Right around the time the school launches its final attack. For whatever reason, even if we make it to the end, we still can't escape this place. When it gets to 10 o'clock, we'll be forced back to day 2 to do it all over again. Okay, but okay. Well, Takumi said he remembered an ending where they got on the escape pod, and that's always past 10 o'clock. Unless 10 o'clock is like when the attack actually launches. Okay, so it says right around the time the school launches its final attack. So that makes me think that the attack launches at 10 a.m. But then, okay, well, they don't remember the second scenario. They don't remember second scenario reset one where we follow Sirei's commands. We get on the escape pod, and then we come back and have our memories completely wiped. So, You said you remember a timeline when we managed to get into the escape pod, yes? But do you remember anything from after that? I remember taking off for the satellite and watching the final attack through the window. Boom! Oh, maybe that's how like buildings get destroyed too, is because the missiles literally go right into their things. But I don't know, was there underground shelters or anything like that? But there's nothing after that. You see, you don't have any memories of us actually reaching the artificial satellite. Neither do I. Before we can get there, our consciousnesses are pulled back.
Huh?
And we start again from day 2. Hiroko nodded. But is this really all true? Somehow I have a distant memory of days beyond day 100. I know I said things turn back in the loop on day 100 at 10 a.m. But that's no more than an educated guess. It could end up being slightly earlier or later, or in some situations much later. But even so, it doesn't change the fact that we'll be brought back to the evening of day 2 at some point. Think about it. If you continue to exist in a timeline after day 100 into old age, how could you possibly retain these memories from after day 100 in the here and now? You're right. If we weren't caught in this loop, I wouldn't be able to remember any of that time. And of course, like I said, the only endings that he is remembering are the endings that were necessary. Slasher route, mystery route, box of calamity route. Yeah, I think that literally it is only those 3 routes that we needed in order to get to this point. So that's interesting. But of course, there's endings on the second to last scenario route. You know, there's the Farewell Last Defense Academy, there's the Reset, there's the Rebellion route, both of them, because that happens afterwards too. Actually, all 3 of them, technically, if you think about it, all 3 of the Rebellion routes are like into the future. There's the Ava route, so there's somewhat of the Box of Blessings routes that has that. So it's kind of curious how it's like, like I said, it's a very selective of memories that I have remembered now that don't really excel past day 100. And I guess, I honestly don't know how true this is. I think Adakta says that because we are clones, we are like done growing. Like our bodies are done growing. We will not grow into age. And that's what like someone pointed out, because I saw on Twitter, someone pointed out like, you know, the picture that happens on the Rebellion ending where you save Commune is like, oh, it's been 15 years, but why does Takumi still look the same? It's like, well, because they've served their purpose already, or their original purpose, and there's no reason for them to grow anymore or something like that. I can't remember if Kadaka said that in some interview or in some live stream or something like that. So, but that's an interesting, scenario thing there. I'm very curious Because I know he said he wants to make DLC. I'm very curious as to how that's going to work. I'm also, like, I'm sure, and I would fucking buy it too. Like, I'm just curious, like, where would that work? Would you do something different on day 2 there? Or would they just, like, branch off from other routes or something like that? I don't know. That's going to be another interesting thing whenever they decide to, like, do the DLC stuff. Won't be able to remember any of that time. Must have gone back to day 2, even in those longer timelines. And that's why I can only vaguely remember them.
Oh?
But beyond day 100 is an extremely rare, anomalous event. It's probably safe to say that in general. The loop turns back on itself on day 100 at 10 a.m. Fun. When I arrived back in the past, I didn't have any memories from other timelines. Was it the same for you, Hiroko? I told you already, didn't I? My memories start returning on day 3. We forget everything the moment we return to the start of the loop. In some cases, like right now, we suddenly remember them again. I have no idea what caused it, or if that's any kind of rule governing the process. That is weird. Especially since I still remember my first timeline when I go back to day 2. And that's probably because of your cryptoglobin. What do you mean? In the first timeline we experienced, I'll call it the first cycle to make things easier, or zero route. During that cycle, you absorbed Eido's power, but not just his.
When I was killed by Eito, all of my cryptoglobin was incorporated into him. And now, by way of Eito, that cryptoglobin resides in you.
He lives in you, hey-oh, from the way-oh. He lives in you. On the 100th day of the first cycle, you had Shion's power inside you. That made you strong enough to retain your memories when you traveled back in time. Wait a minute, so time loop and cryptoglobin are related somehow?
Oh?
It only stands to reason. Think about it. What's your specialist skill? Special redo. The power to try things again.
Oh.
See, it all adds up. But what about you? Your special discipline skill is totally different from mine. You know how some people are really good at multiple subjects, like history and math? It's the same principle. So you've got the power to redo things as well? I do. Then why haven't I ever seen you do it before? Well, she was already dead in the first route before anything of that could have been acatable. And yeah, technically, I've never seen you redo something either. Oh. The effects of skills that alter the flow of time are only visible to their user. Neither of us can tell when the other uses a skill, or what changes when they do. Does that mean there are defenses battle we've only won thanks to you redoing stuff? I've lived through this loop 146 times. Don't underestimate what I can do. Fair enough. Okay, I think I get that the time loop is somehow caused by our specialist skills. But there's still something I don't understand. At the end of the first cycle, I wanted to change things more than anything. That's how I was able to get back to the 9th day too. But why does it keep happening in the other timelines? Why does dying or making it to 10 a.m. on day 100 pull us back at that same point? I don't know, but I have a theory. It's because that initial jump back in time was the trigger. Think of spinning tops. They've never stopped spinning if it wasn't for friction. The same goes for things like pendulums or springs going downstairs. In a situation where there are no resistances, all it would take is one little push and they'd keep moving forever. Forever. That's right. Does that mean we're going to be stuck in this loop forever?
Oh.
There must be a way to break out of it. There has to be. What is it? Do you think I'd have to put up with that idiotic face of yours for over 14,000 days if I knew? So we don't know how to escape. Not right now, at least. But But what? Okay, so maybe this won't have anything to do with the gi. This is a first for me. Huh?
Oh.
And the timeline we're currently in is different from the others I remember. We've made it to day 11 without a single member of our team dying. In all 146 loops, that's never happened before. And this timeline must be special somehow. Bullshit! Well, then again, maybe you just don't remember the romance route. Because, yeah, no one died in frickin' romance route. Yeah, see? We made it to day 9 here. And I mean, we technically died. But it's like, we're still alive. Although we don't get Ava in this route. I think this is the only route where we don't get Ava. Now that I think about it, as weird as that is, this is the only route where Ava doesn't attack us, too. Do we fight Del Shaw in this route? I think so. I honestly don't remember. It's been so long. It was literally my first route. How the fuck would I remember Del Shaw? So no fight on day 99 or 98. I think we fought Del Shaw before the Tsubasa confession, right? I don't know. Is that necessarily a good thing, though? Neither of us have experienced a timeline like this before. Won't be able to predict what's going to happen. And that's true. Aside from when the enemy attacks occur, that is. But this could be our chance. Our chance to finally escape the loop. All the other timelines have ended in tragedy, one way or another. But this one could be different. And the fact that we don't know what's coming means there's still untapped possibilities. Hiroko's eyes are sparkling. I've never seen her this excited. Do you remember what I told you in the night of the third day?
Oh.
About not killing Ado and keeping your time travel secret from the others? I said they were probably the right choices. Because those choices are what created this timeline where we finally have a chance to change things? Exactly. Though I guess on the timeline where you kiss me, it's whatever. So then, am I coming from the future in the time loop? If we want to preserve this timeline's integrity, it's best that we don't tell the others. And there's a good chance things will develop the way they did in the other timelines if we do. There's still plenty I didn't understand about this time loop thing, but I had a pretty good grasp on the basics. Felt like Hiroko had told me everything she knew about it anyway. There are other questions I need answers to. What was it that Sirei handed Hiroko that day on the war room? What was with that old lab in the ruins? What was parallel leaping? Why was Ado still alive when I saw his dead body before? Why did Hiroko try to strangle me that time in the infirmary? Who was that in the drone she put into the revival-matic? Perhaps strangest of all. Why was she crying when I saw her on the roof of that day at the end of day 9? Just I was about to ask her. And that should do it for today. Huh?
Oh.
You need time to process all the information. We can pick up this conversation again tomorrow. No, I'm fine, really. Hiroko wouldn't listen. She turned around and headed back towards the school. She didn't say anymore. Oh, man, why is she always like this? Not much else to do. I went back to my room. Thinking about all those mysteries won't do me a lot of good now. Not to mention, we'll still have plenty of battles to fight from here on. I need to keep building up my bonds with the rest of the team so we'll be ready for these challenges. Maybe I'll take a look around and see how everyone's doing. You know what would be fucking... I mean, on one hand, I wouldn't be too upset about this, but could you imagine... Could you imagine if Storylock 2... The only way to unlock that is obviously we need to get endings 99 or 100 or both. But also we need to have the bonds maxed for everyone, including Ava and Shion. Could you imagine if that was the case? I'd honestly laugh at that. I honestly would. I'd be like, that's fucking hilarious. It's dumb, but I find it hilarious. Like, could you just imagine if that was the case? That is true too, that we are literally in a spot where everyone is alive now. We have free time. A spot where everyone's alive and we have free time. This probably will be the best route to do the searching with actual people, but I'm not going to do that. I mean, obviously I can't bring Hirako or Edo with me, but I mean, that's fine.
Move out!
Move out!
At ease, soldiers. It's time to hit the hay.
Make sure you get some serious R&R while you can, so you're ready for the next enemy attack.
Well then, good night.
Okay, he's saying something different. Did he say that differently in this route before? I don't remember. Hirako said we'd talk more tomorrow. She's finally started to tell me stuff, so I don't think she's about to go back on that promise now. I have no choice but to trust her. Go on the bed and let myself drift off. Wondering what revelations tomorrow would bring. Day 12. Let's see, when's the next attack? I don't remember. Did they tell us? Up and out of troops!
Get ready! Prepare to be ready to give your life.
Hirako called on me after breakfast. She told me to meet her in the entrance hall. It looks like she's already here.
Huh?
Are you exploring outside today?
Huh.
Don't you want to hear the rest of my story? Yeah, of course. Then don't ask questions and follow me. Don't forget your fire extinguisher. Hirako walked away at a brisk pace, grabbed an extinguisher and hurried after her. I was about to say, that was like a weird thing there. So where are we going?
Oh?
Why are you always so dense? I know what you want to ask me. We're going to the one place where I can properly explain things. You mean that old lab?
Oh.
Better than giving you a lobotomy. That was a joke. Yeah, I didn't think she was being serious. It's just so weird to hear Hirako joke about anything. Oh, damn it. I had free time and I forgot to, look over all the shit. Oh, well. Now stop wasting time with your nonsense and let's get going. Nonsense? Didn't even say anything. Hiriko's already on the move. Too far away to hear any protest I might voice. Sheesh. Murmured my complaints to the air instead and followed after her. On the way to the lab, I filled Hirako in on what happened in the timeline with the zombie outbreak. Like she told me yesterday, she didn't have any memories of the second half of that timeline. Or more accurately, of anything that happened after she was zombified. Zombified. Everyone that got attacked. We did a pit, which I don't understand why we never brought any of the other guys in there afterwards, but we're dumb. Also, Kurata has a freaking mole friend, which is hilarious. Edo died, and we never bothered using it again. The parasite. Tekamaru being a badass. Gaku being a dumbass. Me getting my ass taken over. But there was one time on the Kurata kicked the shit out of us with a buzzsaw. Holy shit, you should have seen that one. It's just like I thought. Those zombies were created by the Gi parasites. It all began with the Alpha 1 and Alpha 2 specimens Darumi and Gaku brought back. Alpha 2 was already in its male spawning phase. It laid its eggs in the bodies of our dead friends, including me.
Oh?
Then those eggs hatched into male Gi and burrowed into the corpse brains, temporarily reanimating them.
Uh-huh.
That also explains one of the biggest mysteries around here. It does? Which one?
Oh?
You're better off not knowing. But I know you'll only keep pestering me about it, so I'll tell you later. Which one? The mystery route one? When we arrived at the lab, Hiroko dispelled her class armor. I did the same. Why did we change back into our regular clothes?
Tuh.
You can't put on a leap suit while wearing class armor. I don't think we'll actually need the suits this time. It's just a force of habit.
Huh?
Oh, okay. So I have a feeling maybe in one of the time, like, you know, there's a timeline where Takumi gets pinned down by a person in the suit. That could be where Hiroko and him come in and inject him in something. Maybe it's something that kills the parasite that he's already infected with. I can't quite remember. Why don't they work if you've got class armor on? Leap suits have the ability to repel Hemoanima. They're not affected by attacks from class armor's weapons. If you try to put one on in class armor, the two surfaces would refuse to touch each other, like magnets with the same polarities. And doing a parallel leap without one of these suits is a bad idea, right?
Oh?
You shouldn't need to ask me that. You've already experienced leap damage firsthand. Leap what? Leap damage is what happens if you parallel leap without a leap suit. You've mentioned this leaping stuff a couple of times now. What does it mean? And that's what I brought you here to explain. Are you familiar with the concepts of parallel universes? Yeah, Edo told me about them in the first cycle. They're basically alternate realities, right? Are you saying that different timelines of your experience are the same thing? Exactly. If it helps, you can think of parallel universes as the worlds of other timelines. So parallel leaping is,
Oh?
just like the name implies, it's the process of traveling or leaping to a parallel universe. But that still doesn't explain who was in the suit during the Killing Game route before it was revealed to be Edo. Unless it was another Edo. Maybe there were just multiple Eidos, going back to the multiple Edo routes. And then, of course, who was in the suit during the Slasher route? Is that the one where, you know, where there's the chance where it's only Nozomi, Shoma, and Koichika? That's the Slasher route ending? And, like, where she decides to have the other two survive and Nozomi sacrifices herself? Is that, was that Edo in that one? That's the only thing I can think of. Or was it Takumi with how she reacted? I can't remember how she reacted. I don't know. Just like the name implies, it's the process of traveling or leaping to a parallel universe. Leaping kind of implies we're going pretty far. People call trips through time leaps sometimes, right? Is there anything like that?
Tuh.
No, the direction is completely different. We'll always arrive at a different timeline at the same day. Kako could have been one of those too, now that I think about it. Kako could have been one of the people in that suit because of the Box of Calamity route. I would assume Hiroko put her in a suit and just be like, alright, hand to God. A time leap means going forward or back in time. A parallel leap is more like horizontal movement. Or like changing trains to ride a different line. We can't use parallel leaps to go back to the past or forward to the future. Timeline A, Timeline B, Timeline C. Time travel future. Instead, we move to the same place at the same point in time, but on a different timeline. Take a look at this diagram. Let's say we leave from Timeline A at 1 a.m. At 1:01 a.m., we'd arrive in Timeline B at the same time, 1:01 a.m.
Oh.
Essentially, our coordinates in time don't change, only the world that we inhabit. There's another difference, too. A time leap would be like your journey back after the first cycle, only your consciousness was affected. It's not like you got into a time machine and physically went back in time. But that's not the case with parallel leaps. When we leap, our bodies are traveled to those alternate realities. You can definitely tell Ushikoshi had a big hand in this route. And the thing that makes that possible is this. The PLM. The Parallel Leap machine. You've probably guessed from the PL part, but it stands for Parallel Leap Machine. Wait a minute. You mean that night, just after midnight in day 5, we leapt to another timeline?
Oh.
You only just figured that out. You really are slow sometimes. Where did we go, though? Which timeline was it? In answer to my question, Hiroko took out a handheld device and showed me the screen. It's literally the fucking timeline! Fuck you! Fuck you! That's hilarious. I love it. What's this?
Oh.
A map of the different timelines based on the machine's data. See? It's right there. See? See? It's right here. Look at it. Look at it, you stupid moron. You dumb idiot. You stupid bastard. You fucking idiot. I wonder then, did we go to the one where we left the school because when we stayed at the school, because there was no one else there. Obviously, it wasn't during this one. It was during on one where Edo was dead, so it was only between these two. Well, at least those two that we've experienced. The timeline we went to on that night was... Hunt missed... Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you! Fuck you! Straight up. It's straight up. Yeah, it's straight up right there. It's either the killing game, aka the killing hunt route, or the mystery route. Those are the only ones it could have been. Because this starts the mystery route. Well, this could... Wait, no, that didn't start mystery route. Okay, so this could go on slasher route. So we went to this one down here, which is what splits into either the killing game or mystery route, which is right here. So killing game is up here, or mystery route's up there, and killing game's down there. So, which is the ultimate hunt, or whatever they fucking called it. I can't remember what they fucking called it. The invader hunt. The invader hunt. So that's the one that we went on. We went on that one. Hunt what?
Huh.
It's a timeline that splits into 2 on day 25. Oh my fucking god, so fucking meta. One of them you don't remember yet. We are forced to participate in a killing game called the Invader Hunt. It was pretty fucking great. I call that branch the Hunt timeline. The other branch you should remember. It's the one where Gaku was killed on day 5, and Kako's bio was found on day 27. You investigated the matter and figured out that it was Shoma who killed Kako. But then Shoma itself was killed, and this time you pinned Ava as the culprit. But then she self-destructed and things only got worse from there. You were beset by a whole host of mysteries, but still did your best to solve them. And that's why I call this branch the mystery timeline. Fucking hell, the fact that like she's the one that's coming up with these names and everything is so fucking awesome. The haunted mystery timelines, huh?
Oh.
That's right. And this is the line that both of them split off from. So I combined the names together, making this the Hunt mystery timeline. And that's the one we went to? Yes, on day 5 just after midnight. But why did you want to go there anyway? I had 2 objectives. One was to prevent Gaku's death. The other was to do something about Omega. Wait, Omega? Who's that? Just for a moment, Hiroko hesitated. Is she talking about the Gi? Omega is the one who killed Gaku. You mean X? Isn't that what that mastermind behind the murders in that timeline was called? No, X and Omega are different people. Omega had his brain infected with Gi data. There was no physical parasite there, but it's just the same as if he'd been taken over by one. And that's what drove him to murder Gaku. What drove Takumi to do it. If I hadn't dealt with him, he would have tried to kill again. And that's why I went to that timeline, to remove the Gi data from Omega's brain. And those were my goals that night. Honestly, I still don't get it. I'll wait for her to carry on.
Oh.
On day 4, you saw me and Sirei talking, yes? The thing he gave me that day was a cerebral glitch repair program. Or rather, a thumb drive with a program loaded onto it. I couldn't have erased the Gi data without that. Why does Sirei even have something like that? And that's a matter for another day. The important thing is that he handed it over. Once I had that program, I jumped to the Hunter Mystery Timeline at midnight on day 5, just like you saw. Hiroko went on to tell me about what happened after that. Then a time I lost track of her. First of all, she went back to the school and rang Omega's doorbell. She hid in the door roof and waited for the murderer to come out. She then dropped down and knocked him out with a strike to the back of the neck. With Omega unconscious, all that was left is to take him to the infirmary and run the repair program on him. Okay, so hold on. I think this is definitely going to be needed to help us figure out who he was, who Omega is, which I'm pretty sure is still Takumi, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, Gaku dies on day 5, or between day 5 and day 6. So I'm trying to think. What happened? I'm pretty sure because Takumi just, went to sleep, but you never know. It could be the whole if he was already possessed by the Gi Queen. He doesn't remember any of that stuff, so all that was left was to take him to the infirmary and run the repair program on him. But then the Gi data in his brain took over. He got up, grabbed Hiroko's arm, and threw her against the wall. Oh. The reason why she was attacking me was because she thought I was Omega. That's why. Because it is Takumi. Takumi's Omega. I was still down the morgue at the time, freaking out over seeing Eido's body. Of course, now I realized that it was Eido from that timeline, not the one I knew. In that timeline, I must have decided to kill him on that night of day 2 and absorb his cryptoglobin. So it was only natural that this corpse would be there, even though he wasn't a full blackified zombie. Or I guess, wait. If you run the black zombie through the revival mag, does that bring their skin and everything back? They just don't come back to life? Is that what happens? Anyway, that was when I heard the noise. Turns out it was the sound of Hiroko crashing the wall upstairs. When I was out into the corridor, I heard another noise. It must have been the infirmary door opening. That was when Omega got away from me. He must have realized there was someone else around and ran. Of course, I didn't actually see any of this. That blow against the wall knocked me out. And the next time you came to was when I was holding you. That's right. Then I kicked you in the stomach and tried to break that little matchstick you call a neck. Couldn't you try to sound a little more sorry about that? I already apologized. Yeah, but you never told me why you did it. What do you mean? Haven't you figured it out yet? I had a bad feeling about this. A chill ran down my spine and I broke out into goosebumps. After you blacked out and I got a proper look at you, I noticed something. There was a purple rash on your face. That's one of the symptoms of leap damage. That's when I realized I'd made a mistake. So I released you and went to look for Omega instead. I knew where he'd be, in the classroom on the first floor. From the way things played out before, he was bound to show up there eventually. I got there as fast as I could, but Gaku was dead.
I was too late. When I opened the door, I saw Gaku's body, covered in blood, and standing above him was Omega, still waving around a kitchen knife.
Please.
Don't tell me. Was Omega.
I'm sorry, but it's true. Omega's true identity.
It's you,
The person
Takumi.
with the Gi data in their brain.
Every time they do this, I'm always going to think back to at the end of the last video where she's like, enough with the dramatic build-up.
The one who killed Gaku.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It was you, Takumi Sumino.
No. It's a lie. I won't believe it. I did it. I killed Gaku? No.
Okay, but she says Omega and X are different people. So what happens to my brain? Like, here, this is where things is gonna be. This is where things are gonna get a little more confusing, if I'm being honest. So here's the hunt mystery. The only time that the Gi will actually become a thing is when we actually decide to play the game. Now, my question is, why the fuck was the Gi never an issue during the killing game route? The Gi is clearly an issue on the mystery route here. But maybe not to as extreme as it is on slasher route, which is up there. So that's the whole thing, is like, okay, so we're possessed by the Gi. How did we get possessed by the Gi? I don't know. Maybe we'll learn that here. But it's one of those things where it's like, because yeah, that's basically what happens, and that's what we learned on the slasher route, right? We learned that on the slasher route, which is what happens up here. And we also fought another person in the suit, which I'm going to assume is going to be Hirako and or Takumi now, because this is slasher route down here. So that's probably what's going to happen. What was my choices here? Take action, dodge attack, which somehow leads to the comedy route, or kick the attacker, which I think doesn't kill the attacker. Dodging the attack actually kills the attacker, which I'm assuming is because we save. So Hirako, Takumi is the one on this route. On this route up here, he's possessed by the Gi, and that's where he was taking the Hirako down over here. But we got stopped by the man in the suit, which could either be Hirako or Takumi. This Hirako and Takumi. I don't know. But again, like I said, this is where stuff is going to get a little complicated, because it's like, okay, she's explained something that happened on a timeline where as soon as Gaku's dead, the Gi doesn't really become an issue unless you're on the mystery route. The hunt route, Gi's no longer a thing. Why? I don't know. Maybe the Gi is like, you know what? I'm just going to sit back and relax and watch how all this plays out.
It can't be. That can't be true.
Is this where we're going to get Story Lock 2 now? Or did we just unlock Story Lock 2? Day 13? Up and out of troops!
This is the second time you've done this. I'm starting to get tired.
Let me actually look at something here. Nope, okay, so I would assume when we get to Story Lock 2 that it will do the exact same thing that it did here, where it's like Story Lock. I'm going to assume that's going to happen.
Tired of it.
Did I pass out back at the lab?
Yes. And I carried you all the way back. I'd say that makes us even for the whole accidental strangling incident.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's fine. I can see why you did it now. You thought I was the me from that hunt mystery timeline.
Set up on I sat up and got out of bed. I remember all the other timelines I've experienced. You said that already. Back on day 2, yeah. But I remember more than now. What do you remember exactly? Well, I hesitated. There are memories I particularly wanted to drag up again. It wasn't the Hunt mystery this time, was it? You remember the serial killer timeline, didn't you? Yeah! The slasher route. The serial killer timeline? Didn't take a genius to figure out which one she meant. Except the killer was Gamu. It was me. In that timeline, I killed Ava. Then Moko. And Tekkenmaru. And Kurara. And Shoma. And Darumi. And Ima and Kako. And all of them. Everyone. All of my friends. And in the end, even Nozomi. Started shivering uncontrollably. Fell off balance like I might collapse any minute. Are you alright? I wasn't alright. Not even a little. But I put my hand on my chest and forced myself to take some deep breaths.
Oh.
You were probably repressing those memories until now, as a self-defense mechanism. You seal them away in a corner of your mind without even being aware of it. And that's why I likened your mind to a steel shell before. But I guess you really are as fragile as a salmon roe after all. I wasn't paying attention to what Hiroko was saying. The only thing I could hear clearly was my own raging heartbeat. And this might sound like an empty platitude, but I assure you, I say it as someone with 40 years worth of experience. Don't beat yourself over this. It's not your fault. You aren't the same person who did those horrible things. The one who killed Gaku on day 5 was the Hunt mystery Takumi. Likewise, the Takumi in the serial killer timeline was someone completely different from who you are now. And even with those other versions of you, it was really the Gi data in their brains that made them act that way. They weren't in control of themselves. You don't have to bear the responsibility for your crimes. Maybe... So the Gi data... Unless she, maybe she successfully gets rid of the Gi data in my... Is that what happens in those other timelines there? Is that where we get pinned down and get, injected with something? Is that the thing that kills the Gi? And that's why it's no longer an issue in those timelines? I don't remember. But the Gi data... It's somehow... I think that's, on the slasher route, which is the one that we just remembered. No, it wasn't that one. It was the... Hell, it is a slasher route. I guess that makes sense. But it... Wait, hold on. It honestly doesn't. Let me look at this again. I'm sorry that I keep going back to some of these, but I need to understand some stuff. Okay, comedy route is a non-factor. Could you imagine if you need some comedy route endings? So we're on slasher route here. So either take actions, dodge the attack, or jump out the window. Jumping out the... No, dodging the attack is what makes... And then our killed zombie Nozomi. So we killed zombie Nozomi. And this is the path that leads us down to the inevitable of either... I believe this is the one where Koishika gets off. Either way, one of them is the one where the queen comes to us. So unless the queen was in a body that got killed, but that doesn't explain it then. Because this is where we see that we get infected by the Gi Queen. But in order to get to this route, the slasher route, we've had to have had already been possessed by the Gi Queen. Because in order to get to this one, that was the serial killer route. So on this one, this is already when Gaku died. So it either... Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll explain it better. My breathing finally started to slow down. I wiped away the cold sweat that had formed on my forehead. What is this Gi data anyway? And how did it get into my brain? I didn't know either. Until last night, when you told me about the zombie outbreak. In that zombie timeline, you were infected on day 100. The Alpha 1 Gi Queen laid an egg inside you. That egg then hatched to another queen, which burrowed its way into your brain and fused with you on a cellular level. Okay, but right after that, the final attack began and... Yes, but again, remember the whole time loop thing. I think that's what she's gonna bring up. She's gonna bring up, yes, but the time loop thing will cause your consciousness to remember and have that in you or something like that. Probably could skip that, but... Your consciousness didn't just disappear at the end of that timeline. It was brought back to the start of the loop on day 2, along with all your memories. Our memories persist across timelines, so they must exist in our brains as some kind of cognitive data. And in this case, that data include the presence of the Gi. And the parasite itself didn't travel back in time with you, but it had merged with you so completely that it was already part of your consciousness when you came back. Right. But isn't that going to be a problem? Doesn't that mean my brain still has that data in it even now? Don't worry about it. It won't take you over again. The version of you that's here now has already been treated. Treated?
Oh.
And this is the timeline from after you successfully had the Gi data removed. There are timelines like that? Yep, okay, so like I said, I'm assuming when we get pinned down by Hiroko, and I'm assuming myself, and we inject something into my neck. So that explains why because that may have happened during the Hunt mystery route, but that doesn't explain how I was infected for the slasher route to the future. Like, how I had the queen inside me during some of the slasher routes and then some of the non-slasher routes. So, maybe, unless I got treated again, unless that was after I got treated, but no, it still doesn't make sense. Still doesn't make sense, because I don't know. Trust me, a lot can happen over the course of 146 loops. I meant to tell you yesterday, but Omega, the you in the Hunt mystery timeline, has been treated now too. Okay, so... Right, that's what I said. So that does explain it. The whole... The me on the Hunt mystery timeline has been treated. But the me, which is... Hold on, I gotta look at this again. Which just happens down here, right? This is Hunt mystery. So... So that's why X is a different person. It's not me. Could X be whoever it is then that starts the killing game? But let's go back to Slasher, which is, I think that's what... So, the me on that timeline got healed, but the fact that... So we were at the school for this one. This is when we weren't at the school, so I couldn't have gotten healed. Which is what But wait, no. Okay, it still doesn't make sense. So, yeah. So, Haunt Mystery is fine. What happens to Comedy Slasher? Or just what happens to this one? How did I get infected here if the end result of one of these routes is where I do get infected and it carries over? So that's the kind of the thing I'm confused about right now. It's been treating us too. Huh? You remember I said I walked in on Omega killing Gaku in the first floor classroom? Before he could escape again, I ran in on him and injected him with an anesthetic I got from the infirmary. A few seconds later, he was out cold. I hoisted him into my back and carried him upstairs. Back in the infirmary, I put him into one of the recovery drones and got to work. I still had the repair program Sirei gave me. I installed it into the Revival-Matic and used it to erase the GI data from Omega. You saw me doing that, didn't you? Right, I did. You asked me who was in the machine before. Well, it was you. The Hunt Mystery version of you.
Oh.
At any rate, the treatment was a success. The GI data was completely removed from Omega's brain. The Takumis in both the Hunt and Mystery timelines that branched off from the Hunt will be fine too. We won't have to worry about them hurting or killing anyone now.
Huh?
That's good. But what did you do with that me after you finished treating him? I took him back to his room and put him in bed. Not unlike what I did with you last night.
Oh.
And then I went back to the infirmary and slapped you around until you came to. I'm assuming you remember that. Yeah. I also remember you saying I couldn't save him. Now that you've told me all this, I can see you meant Gaku. Hiriko's expression clouded over. She gave a little nod, her brows knit together in sorrow and frustration. Hey, come on. Don't be like that. This is all my fault anyway. I was the one who killed that version of Gaku, and everyone else in the Sierra Killer timeline too. How many times are you going to make me repeat myself? That wasn't your fault. It's nice of Hiriko to say that, but it didn't do any good. I still felt like I was caught in a dark sludge whirlpool that was dragging me down, threatening to swallow me whole. What am I going to do with you? Remember your promise. Don't let the truth destroy you. I had a feeling you'd react like this. That's why I was keeping it from you. I just knew you would end up feeling like you were responsible for the whole thing. I wanted these thoughts to go away. I wanted it all to stop. It took everything I had to croak out my next words. I'm sorry, but I'd like to be alone for a while. Hiriko sighed again, shaking her head in bewilderment, but she left all the same. A cold silence fell over the room. Could have sworn I heard a heavy rumbling gurgling up from somewhere deep beneath the ground. It sounded like the agonized groans of everyone who died because of me. Dropped to the floor, covered my ears, and closed my eyes. Oh boy. Buddy. Gotta learn to let shit go. Up and on up, troops! My head was completely empty. Didn't want to do anything, or think about anything, or even breathe, really. Just sat there in the corner of my room. Hugged my knees and curled up tight. Wish I could disappear while time continued to flow around me. I hear voices outside, my friends chatting and laughing. The sound cut into me like a knife. Another timeline, I'd have been the one to steal that laughter from them forever. Bro, come on! At some point, my room started to get dark. The sun must have been going down outside. Darkness seemed to trickle in until it filled the space completely. Laying there in the same positions for so long, I lost all sensation, all awareness of my body. Didn't feel like my body anymore. It was like my soul had come loose and I was staring down at the physical form from above. My visitor came in a little after that. Hey, Hiriko. How long are you gonna stay like this?
Oh.
Everyone's worried about you, and they think you're sick. Well, I told them you were anyway. I couldn't exactly tell them you're feeling guilty about things another version of you did in an alternate reality. What do you want, Hiroko?
Oh.
I'm not here because I want to be. The others just sent me to ask you something. Ask me what? Tomorrow's day 15. That means there's another attack coming. They want to know if you'll be joining the battle.
Oh.
Or are you going to abandon them?
Ugh.
Are you going to betray them?
Oh.
Do you just not care if they all get killed? They've already been killed! I killed them myself! All of them! One after another! All of them died dead because of me! So I just can't. I can't do this anymore. I don't care. Just let whatever happens happen. I really can't do anything. Hiroko continued to stare at me, but there was a different look in her eyes now. There's no pity there, only contempt. When she spoke, her voice sounded hoarse, like she was holding back some strong emotion. I'm disappointed in you. Did what you told me on day 10 mean nothing? You told me we could make the future we deserve together. What happened to all of us reaching day 100 with a smile? Hearing that is what convinced me to tell you everything. I felt like this timeline could be different. It was the first time in 146 loops anyone's ever said anything like that to me. I really thought there was something special about this timeline. About you. I thought you might be the one to finally break us out of this never-ending hell.
Oh.
And now you're giving up? Just like that? How could you? She clenched her fist. Hell yeah, hit him. The look in her eyes has changed again. Now she was glaring at me with pure, undisguised animosity.
Huh?
You weakling. You sniveling coward. You think you get to give up and mope around for the rest of your life? Who do you think you are? Osamu Dazai? What? No, you're worse than that. You're like a mech pilot going crazy from being synced with its navigation system, or a poser emo band fangirl bandaging her wrists just to fit in.
Oh.
The you that killed everyone was a completely different person in a different timeline. And he wasn't even in control when he did it. Get a hold of yourself already!
Oh.
Don't you realize how much danger you're putting everyone in by wallowing like this? If anything is going to get them killed, it's your own negativity and self-loathing. You're sure as hell not going to protect anyone the way you are now. If you're going to allow others to protect you while doing nothing in return, you might as well be signing their death warrants yourself. You're going to get everyone killed, and you're doing it of your own free will this time. That's a complete betrayal of everything you believe in.
Oh.
What happened to all of us reaching day 100 with a smile? What happened to creating a future where we could all be happy? I've tried everything I can think of and nothing's worked. I can't do this alone. I need your help, Takumi Sumino. You're the only one who can save us. For a moment, neither of us said anything. Hiroko's shoulders were shaking and she was breathing heavily. Her quick, shallow panting was the only thing breaking the silence. But eventually, even that sound became quieter. I guess that's it. I can't count on you for anything. Not in this loop, or the next, or the one after that. Never again. Hiroko turned and left the room. While she was talking, something had started to well up inside me. Now a wild, raging energy was surging through me. I couldn't let it end like this. I didn't know what I was going to do, but this feeling inside me was getting stronger and had to go somewhere. Before I knew what I was doing, I got to my feet and rushed out the door. Hiroko, wait! She turned around. She looked so sad, so tired. But I looked her dead in the eye and left everything I was feeling come pouring out. It didn't mean what I said back then. I still feel the same. I want to create a future where we can all be happy. Not just for day 100, but day 101, day 102, and all the days after. Right now, I want that more than ever. These memories, this knowledge of the other timelines, they've shown me just how important that is. So I'll fight. Not just against the invaders, or my own weakness, but any enemy even greater than that too. I'll fight the cruel destiny that's been pushed onto us. A light breeze bellowed across the roof, ruffling Hiroko's hair. She tucked a stray lock behind her ear and spoke, looking just a little more hopeful than before. What are our chances of pulling that off? Isn't it obvious? I have absolutely no idea. What? The future is an open book. That's how it's always been. And I want to create a totally new future. There's no telling what might happen. But even so, I'll still fight. I'll fight with everything I have. I'll fight to protect you and the others, and to create a future where no one has to die. You and I are getting out of this loop.
Let's reach out and grab our future. I won't let it stay out of reach anymore.
Raised my arm and extended towards the satellite. Hiroko did the same. It was still hundreds of thousands of miles away, solemnly shimmering in the night sky. But somehow...
Just reach out and grab it, huh?
Yeah.
Both of us? Together?
As family!
That's right.
You really think we can do it?
I don't know.
Fuck no!
But I'll do anything to make it happen.
Anything?
Anything.
Yeah.
You did say anything.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I did.
Hiroko let her hand drop to her side.
Oh.
Alright. In that case, starting tomorrow, you're going to be my servant. What? You said you'd do anything. Naturally, that includes being my slave, doesn't it? Hold on. It's not exactly what I meant. I'll be counting on you to get me out of this loop. Yeah, of course, but the servant thing is... Silence. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. I need to rest up for the battle tomorrow. Well, good night. She gave me a wicked grin before going back to her room. It should have been me! So I watched her go. I noticed a newfound spring in her step. I, on the other hand, suddenly felt uneasy. I doubt I'd sleep well tonight. It should have been me, not him. Me! Earlier this morning, I woke Hiroko up and convinced her to join me in the courtyard. What are we doing out here in this hour? Emmy's going to attack during the morning announcement. Before that, I need to ask you something.
Oh.
What is it?
Huh?
It's about Veshnes, the Supreme Commander. In the last two battles, you basically told everyone to ignore her. You had us focus on the regular commanders instead. And you want to know why? It's simple enough. It's because she isn't as much of a threat in this timeline. Why not? In most, though not all, other timelines, she starts absorbing cryptoglobin like we do. It's a decision she comes to while listening in on our communications in our hoodie guys on day 7. She also finds out about you coming from the future from intercepting a conversation between you and Sirei. Oh, shit! And that's when she puts it all together. And the reason both sides suddenly got stronger is because of you absorbing so much cryptoglobin during the first cycle. Knowing that, she decides to do the same, breaking her religion's greatest taboo. But none of that has happened in this timeline. Again, I never really thought about that because I guess... Fuck. Okay, I don't think... Did I ever... When I did this timeline, did I ever actually go back? Like, once I was done with romance, did I go back to this timeline right away? Or did I wait for a while? I think I waited until after I got to, like, so further in? I can't quite remember. God, on one hand, I kind of wish I did go back to this regularly. But no, it makes sense that way. That we didn't... That she doesn't know about that because we kept the future theme a secret. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. That is great. Because you didn't mention the time travel in the battle on day 7. Yeah, why are we talking about that here in the courtyard where Ado is, by the way? Why are we doing that? Not that you would, having decided to keep it a secret from everyone. Now Veshnis doesn't know you've come from the future, or just how much power can be gained from taking it from others. Do you understand what that means? Yeah, she's still following the teachings and absorbing cryptoglobin. Not in this timeline, anyway. It makes sense. That must be why she didn't drink Pakron after we defeated her. That doesn't mean she's not a threat at all, right? Of course not. Ideally, I'd like to put an end to her in today's battle. How are we going to do that? We have a new weapon Sirei and Nigo created. It's what we usually use on day 15. Ah, shit! The Undying Flame Bomb! I was curious about that because this is usually the time. Yeah, day 15 is where the Undying Flame Bomb happens. Except for up here, obviously. But day 15 is that's usually where that happens. Is the Undying Flame Bomb. That's right. All right. It's also usually unfinished. Hey, look, Kyoishika. Okay, we're getting a flash forward to. That was a cool one, where Koishika deflects the attack. Although Tekamaru had a cool one too. Are we going to think of that one? Are we going to see Tekamaru? Are we going to see Tekamaru taking the bomb too? Are we going to see that? Because we know where that one leads. We know where that one leads. Or are we just going to see the Koishika one?
Oh.
Hold on. So, okay, so he started remembering that timeline. That's the first time he remembered anything from another timeline that it had nothing to do with any of the endings that, or any of the routes from that. What? Well, actually, no, never mind. Koishika had to sacrifice herself in order to do the Box of Calamity routes. Did we need any Box of Blessings? I don't think so. So, the Box of Calamity routes is a part of that one. Never mind. What do you think I've been doing while you've been moping these last 2 days? I've been out gathering materials. I know the ruins so well by now. It barely took me any time at all. The bomb is 100% complete.
Oh.
That includes a detonator. No one will have to die setting it off. That was good news. I felt pretty guilty about it. Hiroko had been out there working so hard, and I hadn't done a single thing to help. Wow, sorry. Don't worry about it. You can lick my boots clean to apologize.
Oh.
The bomb is also a lot more powerful than the past versions. I gave Sirei and Nigo some pointers to improve it. So we're going to hit Veshnis with that today? That's right. We're going to make this sea out of her. Hiriko's eyes glinted viciously behind her glasses. Then we heard the morning announcement over the PA system. Up and out, troops! Time to get attacked, you bubbling assholes!
Intruder alert.
So, do we kill Veshnis now and then what happens? Alright, on schedule. Okay, here goes. We got to the war room, everyone else was already there. You're late! Where have you guys been? I bet they were off making babies somewhere. What? Such indecency. Do you two think of nothing else?
Hey!
We weren't doing anything like that. Didn't Sirei and Nigo tell us the invaders would attack early in the day? My dear brother and I were waiting here for almost an hour before the alarm went off. Well, hey, they're here now. That's what counts. Do we have a read on the enemy? Sirei nodded and pointed to the monitor with his stick. Is it the two again? Yep. It's those two.
Valagarzo.
And Zanshin, right?
Apparently the others already know about the commanders we'd been facing. Hiriko had probably told Sirei and Nigo so they could brief the rest of the team.
You said these two can combine their bodies together?
Just like Takumi and Hiruko.
Ah, so it was a battle simulation to better understand our enemies' moves.
Sure. Neither of us replied. Take way too long to start clearing up the misunderstanding now.
Yeah!
Come on, let's get out there and start killing! How's your revival-matic looking, though? Don't you worry about a thing. It's all fixed up and ready to go. If you die, you'll be brought back good as new, including all your memories, of course. So go ahead and die all you want. Just try to leave someone alive to defend the school. Yeah, let's do this. Special Defense Unit, move out! Oh yeah, I forgot that was the thing too, that got... Oh yeah, because Eito! Oh! Eito's no longer in the cage. He's trapped in... We trapped him in the other room, right? The mystery room. Or not the mystery room, the... I forgot what we call it. The room with the pods from Kamakura Medical Facility that we use. That's what it is. I'm pretty sure we've already seen this before, but fuck it. I'm so curious about like what variations we have not seen yet, which is why I want to. Whenever I get free time again, I need to look through all that stuff again, which I completely forgot to do that last time too. And it pissed me off. I'm going to assume we can skip this fight. We can probably skip all these fights. When did that happen? That must have happened on before day 5, right? Or it happened sometime between day 5 and day 6. Or day 5 and day 6. Happened between day 5 and day 10, right? That's when we did the thing. That's where I had that choice. Skip the battle.
Wow! That wasn't hard at all.
That's probably because the commanders haven't arrived yet.
I think they're here. Look over there.
Now you face Valagarzo, the paragon of indomitability.
Indomitability.
Your war ends here. No matter what happens, I will never yield. Blood of my bond, release!
I am the paragon of salvation, Zanshin. I'm done letting you have your way with us. In the name of God Most Holy, I will purge you from this planet!
Yeah, we know your names already.
We've got a neat little intelligence network of our own, you know?
Shut up! Everyone seemed pretty confident, but I suddenly remembered how this went the first time around. So that the Hiriko and tried to talk to her without attracting attention.
Hey, Yugamu hasn't made his special drug in this timeline, has he?
The one he used to defeat Genshin in the first cycle? No, he hasn't. He hasn't extracted any commander DNA to make it with.
Gah, why didn't you say anything? We could have used Mervrams before we killed him.
Me? Why didn't you say anything? I don't remember anything about the first cycle battle with Genshin.
She was right, of course. Hiriko was already dead at that point, killed by Eito. I thought I hadn't thought about taking DNA from Murvarum. That was on me. But I never expected we'd have to face Shansei again as early as day 15. It should be fine. They're combined, so they're not going to do it.
Since we last fought together as one section. I can't wait to go wild again.
Can't you at least try to act your age? We need to finish this quickly.
What the hell? What are they up to now?
Remember, we're not just fighting for ourselves anymore.
You gotta be kidding me! Where did they go?
Oh, right. Almost forgot about the whole combining thing.
All right.
Being able to merge together like that? I'm so freaking jealous!
Of what? It's better if you don't ask, Nozomi.
Don't worry, guys. We can still win this, even without the drug.
That... drug?
Never mind. Just
mind.
fight!
All right.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
my darling.
So
I
Veshnas
couldn't
isn't going to
protect
show
you.
up.
And here I
Well,
made a
at least
vow to
not
keep our family
here, but-
safe. I'm a liar and a fool.
Don't say that, my love. You're a hero. You fought valiantly for me. For everyone.
Child.
My only regret is that our little warrior will be left to fend for himself.
He'll be fine. Even if we're not there for him. He's strong. He is your son, after all.
Your son.
Ugh, can you not talk about your kid right now? It's making it really hard for me to work in dirty jokes.
At any rate, this means victory's ours. Yes?
Yeah, but don't forget what Sirei told us. There's gonna be another one.
The words were barely out of Moko's mouth when the other one showed herself. There she was, the Supreme Commander Veshnas.
How disappointing. Valagarzo, Zanshin. I thought you were stronger than this. Or did you lose on purpose, so I could take your prey for myself?
As she spoke, a change started to overcome Veshnas' body.
So that's her battle form, huh? We learned a little about it from the intel we got, but... it's still pretty gross looking, isn't it?
Okie dokie! Time to get killing! I guess we're doing this.
Wait. There's no need for us to fight her directly. Sirei? Nigo? Is everything ready?
You bet! We can fire at any time!
Get back inside the school! Post haste!
It's time to use the new weapon, huh? Wait, new weapon?
Just shut up!
You never told us nothing about that.
Everyone looked confused. Obviously, Sirei, Nigo, and Hiroko hadn't felt necessary to tell them about the bomb.
There's no time. We'll explain later.
Trust me, guys. Just get out of here.
The others responded to my order and ran back towards the school. Hiroko and I brought up the rear. Once we were all inside, I turned back and saw Veshnas walking slowly across the battlefield towards us. It was now or never.
We're in. Fire when ready.
Gotcha! Here we go!
Undying flame bomb!
Fire!
Alright, well, is Veshness dead? She hasn't absorbed any commanders. She's still as, well, not as weak as she was in Route 0, but, you know, she did get a power boost. They all got a power boost. So, but is Veshness gone? What's going to happen with Ava? Nice work, troops! You did great out there! The credit for the final blow has to go to us and Miss Susie Hara, of course. That's right! We couldn't have done it if you hadn't gotten those materials for us, Suzuhara. We are truly grateful. Seriously though, Hiroko, you could have told us we had something like that up our sleeves. Yeah, this was no time to butter your lips.
Oh!
The expression is button your lip. If we had known, we could have helped you get those materials that you needed. Why'd you keep it a secret all this time? Let's just say I had my reasons. So Veshness actually bit the big one? She's really gone now? She has to be. An explosion that strong would have blown her to smithereens. It's true she disappeared without a trace when the dust cleared, but since there's no body, there's a chance she might have survived somehow. Yeah, speaking of bodies, where the fuck are the other two bodies? Kind of think of it, that did happen in the other timelines. Even after getting caught in a dying flame bomb's blast, Vesh just came back to fight another day. Glanced over at Hiroko. She was resting a finger on her glasses, a distant look in her eyes, like her thoughts were somewhere else. No use thinking about what ifs now. I say we enjoy this victory high while it lasts. I'm down for that. Gotta take our wins as we can.
No.
And it's time for the usual. Yeah, I think it's like what, day 25 or day 20 something is whenever Ava usually attacks. I think so. 1, 2.
Special Defense Unit, best in the world, indestructible and undefeated.
Blech.
Never lose, never yield. Special Defense Unit, fight on!
Blech. So, will we be having a party this time? We don't have the budget for that! This is a military academy, not some hedonistic tech startup. And so our post-battle meeting ended without any further discussion. Tired but satisfied that we'd done a good job, we went back to our room to rest. Tired but satisfied. Crunchy yet satisfying. The night, a little while after dinner, I made my way to the Hiroko's room. Alright, time to make a baby. What? My shoes are already clean. I'm not here to lick your boots, Hiroko. What do you want then? My sofa and desk chair aren't broken. Didn't come so you could sit on me either. I want to ask you something. Huh? You said you'd be kind on me to get us back out of this loop. Let's go into details. What exactly I'm going to have to do? Good question. First of all, we need to figure out an actual method of leaving the loop. Can we consider that our objective for now? If you want, but it's not going to be easy. You can't just try something that comes to mind and hope it'll work. Believe me, I'm speaking from experience. What should we do then? Don't get ahead of yourself. There's something else we have to deal with first. Something else? Tomorrow night, we're leaping to this timeline. Hiroko took out her device and showed me the timeline diagram again. This one? Which one? Hey, okay. Killer Zombie Branch, okay. I call it the Killer Zombie Branch. I have a feeling we're just going to be leaping to the routes where Ado is dead, at least for now. It's upstream from the serial killer and zombie branches, hence Killer Zombie, even though, to be fair, they're both the same timeline. You mean... Yes, the timeline where you became a serial killer. Tomorrow, we're going there. And we're changing history. We're gonna... Is that where I'm gonna... Where one of us prevents me... prevents my person from killing Hiroko? I think that's what happened.
Okay.
Up and out, troops! After breakfast, I head back to my room to think about my next move. Hiyoko said we'd be going to changing history tonight, and still gives me most of the day to do other stuff. I head back to my room to go hang out with someone for a while. Let me actually, hold on. If I get free time. Perfect. Okay, perfect. First things first, I want to look at this. So, Chapter 16, Killer Zombie Route. Yes. Take action. Oh, boy. This is what happened. We're going to change history by making it into a comedy route. Fuck me, if that is actually the case. Okay, so we got that. Let me look at the... It's so crazy that everyone's still alive here. Well, if we ever get a chance to have someone absorb a command, I'm going to have Koishika do it. Koishika and Darumi. I guess anyone can do it, but Koishika definitely needs to do it since she's only at 2. Not that it matters again, but... Alright, gallery. List of endings. What endings are these gonna be again? Hollow Victory. Misguided Pity. Exorcism Plan. Blood on my hands. There's blood on my hands. There's blood on my hands. Okay, these are going to be endings 50, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So, okay. It's going to go all the way up to 60. Then we get to the romance route. And then we have the 2 endings left in mystery route. Where my character is... Where Takumi has already been fixed, quote unquote. So... Okay, video. I think all the ones on here were done, right? Oh, except for that one. Okay, well that explains it. That was just her game blown up beforehand, or without anyone sacrificing themselves, which makes sense. We still have one left. Where we have the bus at the hideout. That's the only one left here. And then all the rest of them are going to be some variations of us going to... When did this one happen? I'm pretty sure this happens because this is what happens when I'm away. When does this one happen with Koishika and Nozomi? And Eido's there too. This must have happened during the... This must have happened during Zero Route. Ima's not there for this one. Huh. Well, when does this one happen? I don't know. This might be... Yeah, this is probably the last one before... I don't know. You'd think they'd kind of be in order in some way, shape, or form. I guess not. Okay, I've gotten all of them on here then. So the only video left on package 2 is that one up there. How many videos are left from this side then? Got 1, 2, 3. So we have 3. So there's only 3 videos left of the battle ones. Which again, what the hell is the variations gonna be? Here, I'm gonna make a way so that I can learn about like which ones it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 4. Okay, 5, 4. Let me do this. Let me type. Not type. Let me write this down. So So it's always on page 3 out of 3. It's column, or it's row 5, column 4. Row 5, column 4. So it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 1. So there we go. Whenever we get a new video, we'll know which one it is because it'll be one of those. The event gallery. Now this one should be pretty much, should almost have all of them, save for whatever the mystery route ones are going to be. Then obviously everything from this one that's left to come out. I got all the ones from, you know, Box of Blessings, Blocks of Despair or Calamity. Okay, so pages 1 through 3 are full. That's romance routes. So 4 should also be full then too. So 4 is filled. 5. This is where the rest of them are going to be. This is where the rest of them are going to be. That's where the rest of them are going to be. Yeah, that's the me getting pinned down and then injected. Okay, so that's what happens. That's when I get... And that's where I see... I saw myself there? I don't remember where that one came from. So does Sirei and Nigo get destroyed in this timeline then too? That's the only thing I can think of. And this is mystery / slasher route. Zombie route, which is just still slasher. Kind of wish they did call it a zombie route, but I kind of get why they didn't. Comedy route. Here's killing game route. And here's mystery route. Okay, here's mystery route. And yep, here's our last 2 CGs that we'll get from mystery route. We got the geese stuff. So yeah. Yeah, these just seem to be things that we'll get eventually, so. But alright, guys, that is actually going to do it for this part of Let's Play 100 Line Last Defense Academy. In the next part, guys, we continue onward. So far, we haven't gotten any paths yet, which I'm A-okay with. I kind of hope that we eventually will get to what will be story block 2. And I'm going to assume in order to unlock story block 2, we need to get ending either 99 or 100 or even both. And then obviously some other endings as well. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. Guys, if you liked the video, please give the like button a click. And comment down below, did you like about the video, didn't like about the video. And let me know, guys, what do you think of... What do you think of this premise that we have so far with Hirako and Takumi? I'm really liking this a lot. Again, you could definitely tell this is an Ushikochi special one with this one. Obviously, Kataka helped, but like this is 100% a Zero Escape series storyline here, so which is awesome. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about it. And as always, guys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a beat, and subscribe to the main channel too. That's in the description below. As well as follow me on Twitter. Both my main Twitter, the RBG Kim Kid Twitter, are in there too. Thank you all so much for watching once again. And I'll see you all next time.